coming up, and this one being brought to you once again by your friends at Racetech Suspension. I love it, man. They are certainly made right here in the USA, 100% guaranteed. Those gold valves.
And not assembled, not, you know, thought out, and all that. Manufactured, man. Machined right here in America.
World's largest aftermarket motorcycle suspension modification companies and inventors of their proprietary award-winning gold valve.
Yep.
Racetech again. Remember, those gold valves provide a plush feel with drastically improved bottoming resistance and increased traction. All Racetech products, again, are 100% guaranteed and made in the USA. Whoop, 97 down.
And Rodney, it only takes a couple special tools, and you can install those gold valves yourself. And it's something you can go home and make a big difference in your own bike with, or take it to an authorized installer, let them do it, and then make the proper setup afterwards.
Tough break for both Noah Stevens and Devin Salo here on this first lap of racing. Stevens up there in the front of the pack, a Moto 1 winner. Is going to have a long road to hoe in this one now, as he finds himself picking up, scraping off the dirt. Drew Adams, I believe, grabbing the early lead in this one. Adams was a Moto 1 winner, so he's picking up in pretty good position as to where he was. Avery Long, a 263, a fourth-place position finish in Moto number 1. He opens up in second here in the 450B class, so things are starting to look very well for him, and he's already putting pressure on Adams. He's already wanting to go for it. There's Christian Yannick back there. Yannick taking second on that Monster Energy Team Green Kawasaki. He's running in the number 3 spot now as we near this first lap complete. Back and forth. It's the 107 machine. That is Jordan Renfro. Another great start by Renfro, and look back there. It is the 45 Yamaha of Mitchell Zaremba on the MTF FMF MX tire. Forever Green Graphics and red plate training backs ride. Slater skins, hydropower. Zaremba, another solid start. Again, this is putting all these guys together. You shake them up. Who's going to come out on top? And you never know, but you know, you have a pretty good idea that what riders to expect to rise. And each one that we see through the top 10, again, is another one of those scenarios where you could say, well, any one of these guys could likely win this.
You know, we sound like a broken record, but it reminds me of that bag of chips Mikey had the other day. It had all the flavors, all the salts, all the flavors in one bag. So you didn't know if you were going to get sour cream and onion, if you were going to get barbecue, if you were going to get a standard potato chip. But when you reach in that bag, a different flavor came out. You never know who's going to come out on top of this one.
Well,
and look, we said potato chip, and we got Mikey's attention.
I perked up. Potato chips, I'm in. Seth Creedy, I bet you don't eat a lot of potato chips, do you?
Nah, not really.
No, I didn't think so, man. You're an athlete. Seth Creedy, you've had a great week here, man. A third place out here just now. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, Jesus Christ, Fleet 427, Evo Industries, Fly Racing, 230 Cafe, Action Motorsports, Adapt, and anybody else. Thank you. My sister.
Hey, you got your shout out, girl. There you go. Congratulations to you, Seth Creedy. Lance Geist making his way up onto the box. A second place finish for Lance. Hey, big congratulations to you, man. Who you want to thank?
Mom and Dad, just Chris for keeping me safe. Next Level Motocross, Gavin Graystick, FXR, 100%, Bell, Black Diamond MX, and everyone else forgot. Thank you so much.
There you go. Congratulations to you, Lance Geist. All right, Dash McMillan, come on up, man. Dasher, we're going to put you behind the motorcycle here. I'm going to come on back here, man. All right, back here. I got you. Hold that. I'll be right back. Let me grab you some hardware. Dash McMillan, there you go. A #1 plate for you, buddy. Hold it up. Do it for the gram. Snapchat it, or it didn't happen. And Dash, talk to me, buddy. A first place finish. Big congratulations to you. Who would you like to thank?
My mom and my dad for getting me out here. Luke Heimler, FXR, PR2 suspension, MX tire, Club 57, or Brad from Club 57, Dunlop, Cernix, and everybody else I forgot. Thank you.
There you go. Congratulations to you, Dash McMillan, your champ of the 450C class. Back to you guys in the Potato Chip Lounge.
The Potato Chip Lounge. Maybe we can get a sponsorship by Lay's or Ruffles or somebody. Pringles. Somebody sponsor us. Drew Adams. Man, Little Debbie. Oh, that wasn't Little Debbie, was it? That's not. Is that the one that
Yeah, Little Debbie.
Yeah, Little Debbie Adams out there on the 300 in that #1 spot. Avery Long was second. Christian Yannick in the #3 spot. Mitch Zaremba pushing into the #4 spot. Renfro in 5th. Another solid start by the 107 ride. Brennan Schofield, a good start here for him in 6th. Cole Forbes, look at that. 7th place for the Woods guy. Dawson Cobb in 8th. Lucas Geisler in 9th. And Carson Eads rounding out the top 10. Jadon Cooper was 11th. Morningstar in 8th. Christopher Kraushorn in 13th. Hayden Jamison in 14th. Mason Yakir in 15th place position. So that's what that looked like at the end of lap 2. With it, lap 3, we're still seeing Adams, Long, Yannick, Zaremba, Renfro, Forbes, Schofield, Dawson, Cobb, Geisler. Now we see Jadon Cooper up from 11th into a top 10 spot.
And, you know, I can't help but mention again, Drew Adams only 14 years old. Avery Long behind him is 17 years old. You know, big difference between a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. Not only years of track experience, but maturity, thinking, that type of thing. So Drew Adams been in it all week on the big bikes, 14 years young, and this guy's doing a fantastic job. Avery Long up front all week, trying to apply the pressure right now. Looks like he's found a good line out there in the fringe. So right now turning up the heat on the #300 of Drew Adams. But Drew's been up to the challenge all week. Had a tip over in the Gator pit there a little earlier in the day. We saw the 300 go down, got back up, immediately went back to about 150 lap times immediately. So Drew Adams, a bright, bright future ahead of him here on this Team Green machine.
Trevor Collop, Noah Stevens, and Austin Camden to the office, please. Also, Nathan Hummel. If you know the whereabouts of Trevor Collop, Noah Stevens, Austin Camden, or Nathan Hummel, we need them at the office, please. Thank you. All right, back to the racing action at hand. Avery Long trying to reel that in. That we saw at 0.617 last time around. So right at that half-second mark, Adams obviously picking up the pace a little here on this lap. We'll see what that at, well, 1:49.1 this time around and a 1:49.9 for Avery Long. So Long actually slowing down a little bit. We see that gap 1.3. So those lines that he's trying to find to get around Drew Adams cost him a little bit of time on that lap. But more importantly, I think for Drew Adams' sake is the fact that it has afforded Christian Yannick the opportunity to close the gap back up from 3rd.
Now the battle with Long isn't trying to find his way up to Adam. Now he has to get defensive and keep Yannick from getting around him and going up there with his teammate. The bottom line is the benefactor here, Drew Adams. He turned it up. He handled the heat from Avery Long, pulled out a gap now. All of a sudden, the heat's coming Long through number 27. Christian Yannick.
Yannick is might be a saving grace for Drew Adams this time around. Lap 4 in the history books of this 450B class. Cross flags are out, so we'll probably be in that 8-9 lap range in this one. We'll keep an eye on the flags for that, but as we said, 4 laps down, the gap 1.3 seconds between Adams and Long. Yannick was looking at 1.6, but I'm saying that that's going to be a little tighter when they come around, and I think this next time around at the end of lap 5 megawatt, we're going to see a little bit difference in the timing and scoring. It's still going to be tight, but I think that Adams might have a little more breathing room this time. But then again, as I look once more, did something take place? What happened to Yannick there? Yannick is nowhere to be seen in this. Oh, there he is.
Oh, no.
Off the side of the track. I was looking away from the monitor. I don't know if we saw that on the monitor.
No, we didn't catch it.
Just shot off the track is what our spotters here in the tower are telling us. Not real sure what caused that. I'm sure hooked a rut or something happened there.
But he was holding that wrist. I could tell you there was no question about that. Look at that, holding that arm.
Yeah, that's
truly bummed. You can see the facial expression right there, Christian Yannick.
Well, that moves Zaremba up into the number 3 spot, but that's a 10-second buffer now back to the number 3 spot. So what that does is gives Avery Long nothing but freedom to search for some lines out there and afford a little bit of mistakes or slowdown in the attempt if it does happen that way, because Zaremba's so far back. Right now, a pass, a 4-1, would still not be enough to beat Drew Adams in the overall,
Right.
but it would be enough to beat him mentally heading into
Sure.
the offseason, and it would certainly be exciting heading into Daytona for the Ricky Carmichael Amateur Supercross come March.
Oh, certainly, Rodney, without question. And look at this. As you say, that long starts to close the gap. Now, last time this happened, that lasted about a lap. Adams able to respond, pull out the gap a little bit. Yannick was starting to close up from behind. Yannick out of the picture now. Does Long have anything left? He was fighting and fighting and fighting. He's ridden about 300 motos this week. He's ridden a dozen classes, it seems like. And it seems like every time there's a bike on the track, we say the name Avery Long. So.
Right. Yeah, I feel you on that, man. He has put the work in this week, and I'm sure he's opened up several eyes in the process. As the 6th lap comes to a close now, and still looks like probably 2 more laps to go. The gap now 1.8. So
yeah, I'm going to guess pick up a white flag next time.
yeah, so 1.8 seconds. That was about 3/4 of a second difference in that. So that is stretching that out a little bit. Mitch Rimbacek again now 12.6 seconds back. Hey, you got to hand it to Jordan Renfro. This kid's had some pretty stellar runs this week. I know, you know, the last couple of years, it's been kind of disheartening for him, you know, injuries and different things like that. And I know he's coming back from injury again. But Jordan Renfro really getting some pretty solid results out there this week, I think. And another rider I'm pretty proud of is one that we know and love from the off-road racing world in GNCC, our national youth champion from the 2021 championship season of Cole Forbes, making some dedication, it looks like, here in the motocross racing world. And I'll tell you what, proving some pretty good points out there. I think he's got a lot more to show. I think we could see more out of him if he sticks with this moto thing.
Oh, there's no
he might be like an AP, you know what I mean? Aaron Plessinger.
Yes, very possible. And the bottom line is, Rodney, if he would dedicate himself to moto with the experience of the off-road, believe me, it's great cross-training, and there's no two ways about it. But it seems to me that if he were to come over here and put his head down, no question, be the cream of the crop immediately.
Well, Drew Adams in this home stretch now. Lap 7, I'm not sure, but I'm expecting we'll see a white flag this time. Might be a few seconds. They might get another one out of this. I'm not sure. Again, it's all on timing basis from what I understand. And I didn't start the clock on the gate drop, so I'm not sure. I'm just
no white flag
calculations.
So at least one more lap before we see the white flag.
Right, so a 9-lap race most likely. Folks, don't forget, if you need a 20-pound bag of ice, $5 today. Go see the Iceman on the corner.
Yeah, pack those coolers up for the ride home. No, don't waste that food. Don't waste those drinks. Make sure everything stays cold. And I can tell you right now, I haven't seen a 20-pound bag of ice for $5 in 10 years. Okay? Believe it.
Yeah, get down there and get you some.
Iceman's way of saying thank you. He's got that stuff frozen right now. It's just a matter of you guys stopping by, picking up a fresh bag, $5.
$5.
Stand up and holla. There's the rim on our screen again. Man, that's like the Energizer Bunny.
Forbes dropping back in the standings to 8th place position. I guess maybe getting a little bit of that announcer's curse. Uh-oh. He's going to blame us, I know.
We're going to blame Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey was rooting for him. Some problem. We were just talking about it. It was Mikey was rooting for him.
Way to go, Waynes.
Sorry, Cole Forbes. That one's on me, brother.
I try to be impartial. Mikey, he can't help himself.
Mikey full of favoritism.
Oh, yeah, you know me, just totally biased. That's me.
We're starting bad rumors already.
Oh, gosh.
All righty, lap 7. We're going to turn into lap 8 here real soon. Man, look at that. Adams turned a 150 that last time around. I mean, I think he said, I'm tired of it. I'm just going to put some gap in that one and get back to the little comfort zone. So he's looking at nearly 5 seconds gap when they went into lap 8 that time around.
Zaremba still just relentless at it, man. Just still putting in quality laps, sitting in that number 3 spot, a 153.6 last time around. I mean, these guys all within a second of each other as far as lap time is concerned. Gap about 4 seconds, back to Long in about another 12. back to Zaremba, but these guys run an identical pace, Rodney.
Yeah, but Adams just turned in another 152.3. It is now 8 seconds back to Avery Long. Avery Long kind of, and I think lap traffic having a little bit to do with this. See, a 155 for him, a 154 for Mitch Zaremba, and Jordan Renfro coming off of a 155 the lap before. I'm not sure if Geisler, yep, Renfro gets in fourth. Geisler, I believe, is still in that number 5 spot. I know Coleman Cooper back there. Jadon Cooper's one of those riders, man, he can sneak attack you.
Yep.
It's like a sniper, if you will.
White flag out now, Rodney.
Well, there you go. Jadon Cooper now up to 6. He gets around Dawson Cobb. Like I said, so it's Adams, Long, Zaremba, Renfro, Geisler. That's your top 5 heading into the final lap. Jadon Cooper into 6, Dawson Cobb at 7. Noah Stevens, who was down on the first lap. Stevens now up to an 8th place position. Brendan Schofield, Cole Forbes in 9th, and Brendan Schofield in 10th. Trying to see what that might do for Noah Stevens in the overall. A 1-8 right now for Noah Stevens, 5th overall. So,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, from down on that first lap up to an 8th place position like this, that's impressive. I've been impressed quite a bit this week.
I'm impressed right now. Drew Adams put on a clinic on the big bike.
Yeah, he did.
He's been out front. He's had some gaps, but I'm going to tell you, if I have to say there was a flawless ride for Drew Adams this week, look at that big fist bump. Mikey, he's not going to have a bad attitude this time. He's not going to be